boy did I buy some games when I was in Japan. Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to Let's Play Suzuki Bakuhatsu. Also, just listen to these menu noises. Aren't they the best? Yeah, pizzicato strings. This is a PlayStation game from the year 2000, and I'm not going to tell you what kind of game it is. I'm going to see if you can guess before we get to the actual gameplay side of things. Now, I'm going to give you two clues, though. The first is that Suzuki Bakuhatsu is the name of our protagonist, with a young lady who just got out of bed. And the second is that Bakuhatsu, her family name, means explosion. Although you probably could have guessed that from all the explosions. Also, I don't know what's going on with these cutscenes. Like, you have to advance each frame on your own, except for the ones where you don't, and it just mashes three of them together. I don't know. Oh, but people who know me will know why I like this game. Wireframes are sexy as hell. Anyhow, each stage begins with an object for us to explore. And the sign in the lower left shows what directions we can move. Now this bit says that by pushing the square button, you will get a hint as to what to do next. But we don't need that. We just need to explore this item until we find a screw. And that prompt says if you hit the circle button, you will open your toolkit. You know, I actually really do enjoy this game, by the way. I didn't just pick it up to show some of my basic reading skills. Honest. So most stages in this game begin with you finding a screw. And when you do, the timer begins. Chim chim chiroo. Now, eagle-eyed viewers will notice that I set the game mode to easy at the start. All that does is extend the timer on each stage, which I will likely need on account of how distracted I am with talking to you guys. Also, I know that I praised the menu sound effects, but I think all of this game's sound design is on point. I mean, the music, too, which we are going to get to shortly. Oh, man, but just look at those splintering polygons. Love them. And now we see what Suzuki Bakuhatsu really is. It's a bomb defusal simulator. Because of course it is. Thanks, Japan. So, let's get the pliers out and cut the obviously correct wire. And the day is saved. Also, isn't this a brilliant level complete jingle? Like, I know that if I had to have some kind of victory fanfare in my life, I would want it to sound like stock music from the 60s. And, with the level complete, we get a little look at whatever it is that happens next. Yep. And isn't that just a fantastic cold open? Like, in that sequence, and this, we know everything we need to know. It's a puzzle game where you have to dismantle intricate devices, and our main character is just used to finding explosives everywhere, to the point that it doesn't faze her. And she's the kind of person who will happily sleep until noon. Did they make a typo on that hazard tape? Yes, they did, but, you know, let's not talk about that right now. Let's just get going with level 2. The game opens up a little bit later on, but the first couple of levels are always the same. Oh, and this is something I've never understood. Why is there a scuba guy in the lift? Like, it might be in reference to a later level, but other than that, I've got nothing. I mean, maybe it's a cultural thing, or maybe it's a pun. Aye. Also, adding to the mystery, if you look in the background, he's not there anymore. I mean, maybe the message is that this is just a really weird video game and we're not supposed to think about it too much. Especially since we just found our next bomb. It's in a pistol, apparently. I don't know. Although looking at it, and I could be entirely wrong on this one, I'm pretty sure this model is a toy gun. Like, I'm pretty sure there's meant to be some kind of hammer at the back rather than a phone charm clip. Oh, and I always hate that animation. Like, I always feel like I've hit the detonator or something, you know? I mean, you'll know if you do the wrong thing. Like, if the game doesn't kill you outright, it has a sequence where, among other things, it speeds up the timer and forces you to watch the countdown while you sit there and just think about what you did. Also, I hope you guys don't mind that I'm not letting most of these dialogue boxes stay on the screen. I mean, it's mostly just explaining what is happening. Like, that last one says, Neji o yurumeru, which is, the screw is loose. So, yeah. Anyways, now we have a puzzle to solve. We need to take out all 4 of these screws to continue. However, if we turn these screws at the top, the scissors move towards the wire that will trigger the device. Therefore, we need to use the bottom screws to pull it back. But not too far, because if we do that, the trap will fall apart and activate anyways. Like, you have to balance this mess. And this is one of the more unfair parts in the game, I feel. Like, the best rank in each stage is SA, and you get that by completing each stage very quickly and without wasting a single turn. Everything you do has to be part of the process of disabling the bomb. Oh, and speaking of which, the answer to this one is the red wire. It's, you know, the one that isn't labelled with the explosive warning tag. But there we go. Pistol bomb disarmed. Like, I showed my parents a bit of the game, and my dad saw that screen and said, I bet that's why you like the game, right? And he's kind of right. I love seeing intricate devices laid out in their component parts like that. I mean, I did that with a PlayStation controller once. It was a good time. Also, there's a cute Japanese girl. But, you know, mostly tech. Oh, and the cool kids might recognize the gunshot sound that got used, because that sound is the same sound as Lupin the Third's gun. Like, of all the gunshot sound effects, why pick that one? Well, there's a very good reason. But we will come to that in a bit, because it's 20 to 7, and we've got something to do. And that is to sit on a swing and, I guess, wait for our boyfriend? I mean, it's not explicitly stated that's what we're doing, but I've seen enough anime to know what this is doing. Also, that clock told the correct time. Like, one of my absolute pet peeves in any visual medium is when the clocks are out of sync and or don't tell the correct time. Like, that shows attention to detail by psychotic nerds like me. Oh, and thank you for panning up, camera. I know exactly where you were going. Oh, and knowing the time also sets up this shot, which tells you we've been waiting for 20 minutes. And yeah, you call that guy, Suzuki. You call that guy and ask him where he is that's so important. On your presumably top-of-the-line phone at the time that this game came out. Ah, technology. So this is stage 3, which is where the game kind of changes tactics a little bit and becomes a dating sim. Your mission is to get through to your boyfriend and find out what's going on. Not much. BRB. And apparently we're doing this using a handset we found at your nan's house. Anyways, the way we do this is to just keep hitting up until... Oh my god, our boyfriend has been replaced with a bomb! This one's easy. You just cut the blue wire, and then you win. And I really like that his... Well then, maybe you don't cut the blue wire. No, that was a demo. That's me showing off what happens when you cut the wrong wire on a bomb. You see, I did it on the phone because I didn't want to do one of the 10-minute stages, only to get it wrong at the end. And also because I didn't finish my sentence. I like the design of this stage because it makes some kind of sense, which is weird given the context. You're making a phone call, so you just go straight through to connect to the other end, right? Ah, whatever. It makes sense to me, anyways. I mean, not so much the fact that you have to disarm explosives at the other end of the phone, but... you know. Yeah! A rank! With absolutely zero mistakes and no do-overs. I know what I'm doing. I mean, I believe that. Thousands wouldn't. Man, there's just something horrifying about the sound of an idle phone line. Hate it. Anyways, after that, and the save menu, we are now presented with this thing. I'm going to leave you guys guessing what it is, and explain it all when we come back. So join us next time for some more Suzuki Bakuhatsu, and until next time, goodbye!